I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before.
Okay, we're live.
Sweet.
Welcome back, guys.
What's up?
Howdy,
Episode 2. Episode 2.
Numero dos.
It was a pretty decent week since the last time we spoke.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some good conversations.
How about for you guys?
Yeah.
Not been
Not
too
too
shabby.
shabby.
Work. I know Trevor had some a little bit of drama with some folks coming into work sick.
A little COVID action, yeah.
Mm.
Last podcast we talked about how I had a guy at work get sent home and then get sent back the next day. Over the weekend, turns out him and his wife both tested positive for COVID.
Sweet.
So
Sweet.
interesting how that was pretty apparent and it was ignored.
Yeah, thankfully you weren't a close contact.
That's because I had to kick him out, him out of the office.
Yeah.
So crazy. We got like temperature readers up front now.
Mhm.
And if you're like running a fever, you don't even come in.
So they changed our rules as far as what sends people home. So the dude that tested positive that they brought back or tested positive over the weekend, the person he works closely with, as they told him, and he's a really bad diabetic and at risk, and they told him, watch his symptoms. You're not going home, even though he was exposed to it, and around him all day, all 8 hours Friday, when he was already sick and obviously was positive. So it's interesting. Monday they came in and introduced a new mask procedure. They're going to send people home if you're not covering your nose, but they want everybody there,
Even though they come in sick and then they...
even if they expose people.
Well, I know that there was some good news last night as far as the vaccine, so
Mhm.
this will be it for the COVID thing, because I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time on this, but the vaccines supposedly went out last night, or it was the beginning of it, so that 1 million vials.
Huh.
It was late last night when I saw that break, so
Within the U.S.?
yeah. The FDA approved it emergency, so heads up, America. Keep your heads up. We're gonna get out of this. Hopefully, we're out of the woods. Getting close to being out of the woods soon.
Hopefully
So,
we can see the edge of the woods
yeah,
at this point.
see the light at the end of the thick brush.
The
So-
daylight.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I was thinking about today was, or actually throughout the week, this has been exciting. This has been really exciting for me, and I learning new things to do with it, and video editing stuff. Something that I didn't think I would be able to do very well, and frankly, I'm pretty good at it. I think. Got some good feedback on it. So
Oh, I think it's awesome. Excited to see as we keep this thing rolling where it's going to end up. What do we
Yeah.
learn?
yeah,
You know.
yeah, I think, and so we're appreciate everybody listening that's listened so far and taking the time to download on Spotify. So it's been pretty good feedback.
If you like it, tell your friends.
Tell your friends that listen to podcasts.
Let's get those numbers up, baby.
We gotta pump those numbers up.
I think it's kind of cool too because we're kind of doing something different. I mean, we're not the first people to do a podcast, but
Yeah.
as far as within our daily lives, we're kind of branching out and trying something new, and it's easy for life to get monotonous, and sometimes you got to have a little flair. So
Well, we're not the first,
no,
but I hope to be the best. So, what's on the docket today, fella?
I don't know. I was thinking actually I wanted to get something from you guys real quick. I don't know if Trevor will be able to answer this question as easy, but I wanted to get your top 3 films.
Oh,
cool.
might need some time to think about that.
That's tough.
Yeah, maybe we'll revert back to that at the end.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and give
I
mine.
don't even know if I got top 3. I just
I'm gonna go ahead and throw mine out there. Okay, now hear me out. Number 1,
Legally Blonde.
negative.
Ah,
Number 1, Tombstone.
yeah,
That's
it's in my
good.
top 3.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Tombstone for me. Number 2, I'm going with Hereditary.
Mhm.
It took my my original number 2 was Point Break, but Hereditary is an absolute masterpiece. So
Yeah.
to me it is.
So
Ari
what's your
Aster.
is Point Break your 3 now? You just got bumped down.
Yeah, Point Break is probably my 3.
I think I agree with you on Tombstone.
Yeah,
Also, it's like a nostalgia thing because when we lived together, we watched it fuck out of it
oh yeah,
daily.
yeah.
Like I can
Multiple
quote the movie
times a day.
almost. Yeah. So that's up there in the top 3. I'll get made fun of probably, but just out of watching value, not deep meaning, nothing.
Yeah.
Lawless.
Hmm.
For some reason, I just loved that movie.
Is it the Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy, and that I don't know the other
Ooh,
actor's name.
that is a good one.
Where they were the Moonshiners and all that.
Bro, Tom Hardy was actually he's a good actor.
He's a great
He
actor.
is. He's awesome.
Proved himself of more of just an action actor.
He can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, he's talented.
Yeah, he's well versed acting.
He did.
and
he
that's
did
what really-
awesome in-
And then it's not my top 3, but with the Tom Hardy thing, Bronson. You ever seen Bronson?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You ever seen it?
That
It's
was good.
phenomenal.
That was good.
Yeah, that's what kind of opened me up to Tom Hardy, thinking more than he's just a.
This doesn't have Tom Hardy in it, but I showed Trevor clips last night. Upgrade. You need to watch that movie. It's dope.
It looks interesting.
It's about this guy and his wife gets killed by this corporation, and they put a. I don't want to give any spoilers. That happens at the beginning of the movie. But they put a chip in him, which got me thinking. I mean, at some point, is this whole country and world going to be autonomous vehicles and autonomy?
It's feasible.
That's scary.
Was,
That's
Bill
scary to
Gates-
think about.
Talking about it already.
Well, I mean, Elon Musk has talked about it too.
Yeah. RFID chipping and all that.
Well, yeah, but like if you were autonomous cars, and that's all we could have, you can't have a motor vehicle. That's been talked about.
What do you mean by autonomous?
That
Do
runs on
everything
its
their
own.
Oh.
Strictly automatic. You don't do nothing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, which is where they're trying to get with Tesla, right?
yeah.
In a way, with or several brands now with a self-parking, self-driving.
My only worry is that the AI would like learn to take over and like.
Have you ever
Kill
seen?
you.
It's got Will Smith in it. iRobot.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
That's interesting because that's kind of the route they went.
Yeah, but-
Everything is autonomous and
I would enjoy it if it worked properly. I hate driving.
Yeah, but there's something about having the control over the vehicle.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't ride horses.
it's comforting.
I've ridden horses a few times and scared every time.
And imagine the AI if it got a mind of its own. Just
Well, that's the whole point.
Flipping out.
Like with the fucking horses.
Yeah.
Like I grew up riding 4-wheelers, dirt bikes, and shit. First time I rode a horseback trail thing, guy was like, "What are you so scared of?" I was like, "This thing has a brain of its own.
Yeah.
I can only control it to certain extents."
And it has instincts,
Yeah,
and that's it. It
It's
doesn't
like-
care about me.
yeah. With anything else with a motor, I have a throttle.
Yeah.
This dude wants to take off. I'm along for the ride.
Unless you bounce.
We'll wind up like Christopher Reeves.
Ooh,
Oh,
come on now.
can't say too soon.
Not Superman.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
That's a downer right there.
I was never a big fan of those movies, but
Yeah,
I don't like Superman.
yeah, I'm not a big.
He's a hard superhero to like.
Yeah.
He is. He's not relatable at all.
No, he's
Not
the
at
best of all.
Maybe not
of
for you
us.
fuckers, but I'm perfect. So it's.
Oh, okay. Oh.
The humility.
As the most humble person in the group, that's Randy.
Yeah, Crohn's Kid. Check me on Insta. I have 5 pictures on there.
The Insta flow.
Trying to pump my numbers up.
Pump 'em, pump 'em, pump 'em.
A little pump.
So it's interesting, man. Interesting week.
Still trying to think of my third.
I can tell you my first.
What's your first?
Talk about getting laughed at. Zombieland.
It's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie.
I don't know why that movie. I just love it.
I don't think
think
I
it's
put it in
great.
top 3 for me.
It's a good movie to
a
pop
good
on
movie.
and just watch.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I like zombies and stuff, but it's kind of a different take on it. It gives a
Yeah.
different.
I think that's one of those movies. No matter how many times you've seen it, if it's on TV,
You watch.
you're
it.
just like, flip it.
Yeah.
Well, and the second
Easy
one
watch.
wasn't as good as the first one, but I still like the second one a lot.
See, I didn't care for the second one.
I still thought it was good.
What you need to watch, the zombie movie, is called Train to Busan. It's crazy.
I've never seen that.
I think
Yeah, I haven't even
it's a
heard of it.
Japanese film. It just came out like 2 years ago. It's wild. Wild.
I cannot think of my third movie.
Zombies are just so oversaturated.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wants to do a zombie show or a movie.
And there's something to be said about the classic zombie films. Like
Yeah.
Not of the Living Dead
Romero
all that,
and,
yeah.
yeah. Savini and all those guys.
Oh, how
back
we've
then.
came from there,
Everything's CGI.
No joke.
I hate it.
Big strides.
I can't stand CGI, man.
They're
Now,
pretty good in Star Wars.
there's some CGI I can handle. I mean, but
If
it's
it's
not my
overdone.
favorite.
I don't know. There are movies you can't have without it though.
What about Gangs of New York?
Yeah, that's probably up there. That's a really good movie.
One of my favorites.
Yeah,
It's in my top 5.
top 5 for sure. Scorsese.
Scorsese?
Oh, Scorsese. What?
No, what? Scorsese.
I feel like an idiot.
Departed. That was a good one. You know what? Okay.
You never watched that all the way through?
It was alright.
Favorite top 2. Fast and the Furious.
Ooh.
No, I'm just kidding. I can't stand those movies.
I'm not a fan.
No,
I'm not a fan.
no.
Sorry, Vin Diesel. Not a fan.
You don't like Vin Diesel?
I don't know if he's ever been in a movie that I really just liked.
Those movies were not
Triple
good.
X.
Ooh.
What?
Give me a break. I hate those movies.
That movie was terrible.
Trash. Trash.
Wow.
Trash.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Other things that I've been kind of contemplating lately during this COVID lockdown, and I'm not talking about COVID. I want to talk about something outside of this. Do you think that us as humanity has pushed to further our conscience and get better, or do you think we're in somewhat of a regression because we're just idle?
I think the biggest part of society is just stuck. I don't think they'll. Trying to think of the way I want to put this.
Well, I know that a lot of people are struggling with suicide. The numbers are way up, comparatively to what we used to see, and I think it's because people are not. I'm not saying that this is not a suicide conversation, but what I'm saying is, I think during this time, and my time, just personally being laid off, I've been able to focus on my balancing myself out consciousness.
So your question is, are people using the time correctly?
Yeah, and that's hard anytime.
Or even maybe not correctly, but in a healthy way.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Even if we were in a pandemic, people don't know how to manage their time.
No, that was what I was going to say. Is what if they were suicide rates, abuse rates,
Yeah.
alcoholism,
Yeah.
all these numbers that are supposedly up, wouldn't be up.
But so much of that is just because we're human.
Yeah, people don't know how to do it,
Yeah.
right? So think about this. I guess in a way, we at our age are the last generation that will know what it was like to live without cell phones, Facebook,
Fancy
MySpace,
computers.
Right.
all this shit,
Yeah.
which inhibits our time to self-reflect, meditate, draw out and inside yourself.
Right.
To me. Um,
We always have something to distract us, to keep our mind focused on something else instead of dealing with things internally or just looking inward at, just looking in a mirror. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and I think it's because people are also afraid of themselves. They don't, obviously we have the distraction of everyday crap, and then you have your cell phone and your whatever else that distracts you from just balancing yourself, taking
But I
time to
think-
think and regain some of that consciousness.
well,
But
it's
I
kind of like, before I did my job now, I was a private investigator. So with that was a lot of time in the car, and this is something we've discussed before.
Yeah,
But without going into too much detail, I was very self-aware or very within my own head. I knew myself. I spent 90% of the time with myself thinking in my thoughts.
right.
Of course, life changes, new job, getting into the humdrum. I didn't have that anymore. And then some things happen, and 6 years later, when I'm forced to kind of do that and get within my head and think about things and do that introspective thinking, I realized I forgot how to think. I forgot how to be with myself.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's something to say for majority of people.
yep,
But I think that coupled with the ease to kind of remake yourself as far as on the outside, from someone else looking in, they don't match. I mean, I know that my Facebook profile picture is like 6 years old.
right.
I obviously do not look like I did 6 years ago. It's very easy to remake yourself and not really look in and see what's changed, what's not.
It's easy to remake yourself on social media.
Yeah, because you're an avatar.
But that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm saying as far as there always being something, your phone, a computer these
Right.
days.
So I'm not disagreeing, but to build on that, I guess, is that that's what's easy, right? To get in everyday life, and it's what you're comfortable with. It's who you know. Even if you know yourself,
Right.
we like what's easy. We like what's comfortable,
Quick and easy.
just the way it is.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, if you're calm, everything's going good. We don't like anything that hurts,
Yeah.
anything that's difficult.
Right.
Changing yourself, if you use that kind of thinking or time properly with what you're talking about, it's not an easy task.
No.
And there's pain involved, emotional pain, stress, anxiety,
Growing pains.
growing pains, letting go.
Yeah.
And people don't want to do what makes them uncomfortable.
Right. It's hard to look at. It's hard for people to sit with themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've learned that, and I'm sure you guys have learned that at some
I'm
point.
in the process.
Yeah. When you sit there and you think, right, and you think about yourself, you can really freak yourself out. Really freak yourself out easy.
Well, that's with the PI stuff, especially when I first started it. I did that. There was a lot of things I didn't like
Yeah.
that I seen within myself.
Yeah.
That's that scary part nobody wants to face.
Even recognizing that, acting on that to fix that is insanely difficult. How many people?
It's a bitch.
I mean,
because
it's
it
difficult
takes time.
for me. Yeah, it takes time. You have to be, like you said, self-aware of it, constantly paying attention, catching yourself when you're doing these things. I mean, it's hard to change.
Yeah, it's like it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and it's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's gonna hurt pretty bad sometimes. But I think it's also a part of community and who you put yourself around. And I think that a lot of people make that mistake by putting themselves around people that,
Birds of a feather.
yeah, birds of a feather.
Well, in today's time, that's easy to do with social media.
Yeah.
It is.
You see.
Well, you just cut off from people because you think, well, I see this person every day on Facebook,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I actually just like 3 weeks ago, I didn't delete my Facebook account, but I did remove it off my phone, so I no longer access it. I just don't even play with it. Kind of pull myself away from social media
Yeah.
as far as that factor is concerned.
Well, plus, to keep building on it, too, again, back to the generational thing. I remember when I was a kid, and when I say kid, I mean I was in my early teens, and then you had Facebook coming out, MySpace,
Yeah.
starting to build a lot of traction. I wasn't allowed to have one.
Right.
Because my dad noticed that, I think, looking back, now as a father, is, my boy's 13. This is like a really quintessential part of life, of growth, of,
Right.
yeah. And now it's an afterthought for a lot of parents. When the kids are kind of old enough to use a computer, they get on Facebook.
Because everybody does.
Well, parents
That's the norm.
parents used to only have to worry about their kid making them look like a fool in public. Now their kid can make them look like a fool on the internet.
Yeah, which is even worse.
So I think that's
Yeah.
what happened, you know?
And the internet's forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
never goes
Pandora's
away.
box, dude. We will never be able to close it.
So should kind of like fucking tobacco or anything,
Should it be regulated?
should it be regulated? Because there is a responsibility factor, I think, goes in with using the interwebs.
Yeah, but I think that's like
That's
will
almost
never
the
happen.
responsibility of the parents, though.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
That's,
they're your
that's the issue.
responsibility.
That's the issue. It's on the parents.
But
Well, I
you
can
don't
say-
want to ostracize your child because everyone else does
No,
it
you
and
don't
they're the
ostracize them.
oddball.
You don't ostracize them. You teach them moderation.
Right.
Well, yeah, it's just internet in general. Not talking about social media. My kid will not have fucking Facebook.
You teach them moderation.
Yeah, but moderation is, as a society, not something that we are big on.
But you teach that to your kids.
No, I agree. Absolutely.
Like
Mine,
I was not allowed to just sit and veg in front of a TV.
Yeah. No.
I was not allowed to just
Well,
do
for
this and that
when I was a kid,
until I got older, and then I was whatever.
like there was no need to. Like
Yeah.
we'd play video games. We had a Sega,
Yeah.
but the fun was had
Nintendo
outside,
64.
Oh, dude, riding your
a
bike
regular
around,
Nintendo.
beating the shit out of each other with a stick.
riding your bike around, shooting
my-
fireworks at each other.
Me, my brother, and my
Flashlight
cousins
tag.
built a tree house one summer.
Yeah.
Still stands.
Well, I mean, society's changed. That's what we do, right? We evolve. So
Yeah.
things are changing.
I remember as a kid,
yeah.
flashlight tag was the bee's knees. It was the shit.
What was the what? There was like a
Like kick the can.
cartoon tag.
the can.
Remember cartoon tag?
No.
Where like you would tag somebody and like they had to crawl through your legs, or was that freeze tag?
That was freeze
That was
tag.
freeze tag.
I
Or was
remember.
something else?
One of my top movies, not top 3, but definitely up there. Gladiator.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when that movie came out.
Is that with
Crowe.
Russell
Russell
Crowe?
Crowe.
Yeah.
So our big thing was
Are you not entertained?
we would get in the backyard, and my dad always had a wood pile, a scrap of wood, because he was always building something or working on something. We'd make our own weapons.
Oh yeah,
Speaking
We had
of,
access to the tools and
Yeah.
the nerfs and the this and the that.
Nerf guns.
That was
We didn't use those till we got old,
yeah,
like high school.
got way too old to play with fucking Nerf guns.
Yeah, we spent like $400 on Nerf guns.
Yeah.
one of my friends from when I was younger used to stay at his house every day after school, and in the summertime, they always had just inordinate amounts of PVC pipes in their basement. So we would take them and make big long like bow staffs and put duct tape around the handles so that they're swords and beat the shit out
Oh,
of each
no.
other.
Maybe that's why society's getting weak too, because every time a friend slaps a friend when they're little kids, parents are like, "Oh my god!"
Your
Good
kid
God.
slapped my kid.
Yeah, man. When we was kids, and the way I was raised with family, when I was younger, I only had like one friend I would stay with or hang out with.
Right.
It was cousins. It was all family. Yeah, all the cousins and my brother.
Even when we were kids, though, that was changing. That still wasn't like what it was 50 years ago.
But we used
Oh,
to
hell no.
We used to beat the fuck out of each
Mm-hmm.
other. And maybe that's contributing to what I consider this weak society or weak generation.
Well, I don't know, man. I
Or
think
maybe
it's
keyboard
just
warrior generation talking about social media.
keyboard warrior. Yeah.
Yeah.
They say everything they want without repercussions.
Yeah.
Because there's no repercussions
Yeah, there's none.
until it falls on the one kid that everybody's directing that towards on the whatever on the social media or on the internet, and then the repercussions fall on them. I
What
mean,
as far as like bullying,
yeah, cyberbullying or whatever
and,
you
and
want to
then
call
the
it.
kid goes to school and hurts a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of teaching your child sticks and stones to a certain degree.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
But
let's
when
look at it
they're
another way too.
ostracized-
Kids are frail. They're fragile.
and
then-
they're also
you got-
mean.
They are mean.
They're mean. You know, you're going to have the kids that they're going to take on different traits early. You're going to have your
Yeah.
bullies and weaker kids. It's not the sticks and stones thing to me. It's, what to say it, when we went to school, even if you got bullied at school, by the time you got home, most of your day you didn't have to worry about bullies. Right? Imagine, because I got picked on
Yeah.
for parts of my life in school. Imagine getting picked on at school. God
And at
dang,
home.
I thought I put that on silent. So you get picked on and bullied at school.
I mean,
Then
it's
as soon as you go
constantly,
home and get on a
right.
computer, it never stops.
Right.
And that's what
Never
I'm
stops.
saying as far as it being constant and they're ostracized by their peers 24/7, and then that pulls into school and everybody sees that online, so they distance themselves from a school, and then they're isolated. You know, they're isolated and constantly being picked on, and it drives people to do, crazy things.
The parents need to pay more attention to the kids, because if they're being picked on 24/7 in school and then they go home and get picked on, that creates a really bad situation if the parent's not paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the parents of the children that are doing that aren't monitoring what their children are doing and saying appropriately
Right.
either.
Yeah. But it's so does it all fall back to the parent,
I think so.
or
I
at
think it
least a
does.
vast majority?
A lot of it, yeah.
You're gonna have little shitheads, even if they got great parents.
Sure.
You're just gonna have it.
Well, for instance, the Combine kids, Eric Harris was on, this was in the 90s, and he was on Zoloft, and they took him off of it. And this kid had problems anyways, where he would just spaz out. And they took him off of Zoloft and they put him on something else, but according to what happened, it was still Zoloft under another name. And he went nuts.
Yeah.
So I don't think that, things like that happen, I guess, but
Mm-hmm.
the parents should have been on. And more power to her, the mother, because she goes around and just talks about it, like TED Talks and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah. The
So,
mother of the
Eric Harris, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So good on her. She's making that up. She's going out there and talking about it.
What else do you do? I guess she's trying to.
To talk about the warning signs.
Yeah, that's
Give
what I mean.
awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, too,
But at
somebody
the,
so off.
at the end of the day, he's still his own person.
Yeah.
So
And he was-
we don't excuse that.
And he was definitely old enough to accept his own consequences.
For sure. That's why he killed himself.
Yeah. But you're
Because he
talking
was
about,
afraid.
again, too, giving prescription medications like Zoloft and different things to high schoolers.
Yeah.
To segue into something, it's what could marijuana help?
Yeah.
That's a discussion right now, a big discussion.
I think it should
It's
be.
medicinal benefits
I
to
think
keep
that-
these kids, because you have so many side effects from even prescription antidepressants and different things.
Yeah.
When a even 16-year-old child, I guess I'll say child or young adult, it's going to affect them.
Well, marijuana has also been proven to help with attention spans. And when I was a kid, I took Strattera. That shit did not work.
What was that for? Like ADHD or
Yeah,
ADD?
Attention, ADD.
Attention deficit disorder, I guess.
I could not pay attention in school, and it didn't work. It just turned you into a zombie.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you were able to just, and if you're worried about the side effects of smoking it, there's edibles, there's
Yeah.
oil.
I've seen some people that smoke pretty regularly and have no attention span whatsoever.
Yeah, well, that's if
Oh,
you
well.
burn your brain out.
Yeah.
Like I said, moderation.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the theme here.
What kills me?
Yeah,
You've got,
moderation.
especially now, they're giving fucking Oxycontin to children, shit like that. Painkillers.
Yeah.
And I get it if they need it, whatever. But then you have these parents that live in Bible Belt, Podunk Town, wherever, where medicinally you can't get it, and their child ends up sick. As a parent, that's one of the hypothetical situations I run to with thinking about medicinal marijuana. So you've got these parents, their kids get cancer or whatever. They're already in this terrible situation they're trying to deal with. The meds aren't helping in different things. So their last option is to quit their jobs, pack up, move to a state where it's
Right.
legal
Right.
to try a natural plant
Yeah.
that could bring some
Relief.
help or peace or whatever
Yeah.
to their child.
So it's interesting that you said that. I actually, back when I was in college, was in a class with a lady that more or less, I want to say it was her grandchild, very young. I mean, not double digits. We're talking itty bitty here, 4 or 5, maybe 6. Maybe it was 7. Either way, regardless, very young, and had some health problems and had to have surgeries, and by 7 years old, this child is physically addicted to pain pills.
Yeah.
And that brings up an argument of addiction. But as a young child, because of actions that you haven't made, you can't make those decisions. You are just trying to get healthy. Your parents want you to be healthy. They're trying to help you. But repercussions, you're now addicted, which is a painful addiction to try and get through. And the child ended up passing away. And the addiction, the withdrawals was part of it. And you're talking less than double digits. Very young child. So I think it's interesting that what could have something like marijuana have
What's
done
also
for that?
interesting to me, more in adults, I guess, because you don't see that a lot.
No,
addiction,
I mean,
when
that's-
somebody's sick, but they're using illegal substances to treat addiction now.
Natural substances.
Yeah. Well, y'all can't see my little finger movements,
Right.
but yeah, my
air quotes.
quotation, air quotes. But yeah, they're using natural, illegal supplements to treat
Psilocybin.
addiction.
Shrooms.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
natural.
Well, they're also using it as mood enhancers.
Yeah.
When you take a microdose it, taking just a little bit.
And how many people take Prozac every day to try to be happy?
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man. And that stuff is not good for you, for one.
No.
It's expensive if you don't have insurance, and insurance is expensive anyways.
Oh.
So why in the hell can't we just freely smoke a plant
Yeah.
or eat
grow
a
it.
fungus
Yeah.
that
have our own.
has these benefits? How did people back in the the 16th back in the way back medieval Mesopotamia, how did they make it? They lived
Well,
a
they didn't
while.
live- they didn't live as long.
They did. The Mesopotamians lived a while.
I'd
Egypt,
say their average lifespan was not
Indians,
popular. I mean, there was less people. Their average lifespan
not Native
was less.
Americans.
I think that plays a factor.
I don't know. I think they used a lot of natural resources.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
I guarantee
they had
it.
to have homeopathic medicine.
Yeah,
Something, yeah.
Well, why do you think so many cultures use hallucinogenic?
it's because they've used it to reach some kind of enlightenment.
Yeah.
I think that's what our government fears. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that the people in control are afraid of that because it helps people think outside of their box. We all live in this
Yeah.
box of life.
Well, that's a weird, to look at it in a different perspective. To go back to we're scared to make changes and whatever, it's what's comfortable. They're not kind of scary for you too to think about in that light that you can ingest this substance and have a completely life-altering experience.
Yeah.
Because I believe it can happen.
Yes.
If you're using it in the right way.
I don't know if I see
because
that
what-
as scary, though. I think it's
It is scary.
It's scary. Fear the unknown. What you may cross over
what
with.
you might have to face.
Right.
yeah.
Because we talked about internal fear, being afraid of yourself.
Right.
When you take LSD, DMT, psilocybin, it blasts all that right up to the surface. So you feel it like more real than ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to face it, I guess.
The very deep, dark problems you have can come out that way.
The stuff
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
they can, for
bottle
sure.
and dumb down
Yes.
that you don't.
Exactly. That
Yeah,
you
it's-
don't deal
but
with.
that's why it's healthier.
All right.
Alcohol subdues it. It pushes it down. You're able to numb.
And that's interesting that
And that's
I
legal.
can go out and get drunk off my ass. Stumbling, can't walk, throwing up, spitting up, can't see, and continue to be fed more drinks or allowed to buy more drinks. But I can't sit at home, burn one, and watch TV.
Or just eat a cookie.
Yeah.
And these people, like even kids, right? What if a kid grew up in a fucked up home? He's gonna reach for something, right? Why not have marijuana legal?
To me, the only argument.
They reach out to alcohol, they're gonna kill themselves or they're gonna kill somebody. It's happened numerous times.
Right. Yeah, it definitely holds a potential. I guess the only argument that you can make, and even it's irrelevant,
Gateway.
is the whole gateway idea. But everything could be a gateway.
But here's the issue. The reason it's a
Anything
gateway is
can be a
is
gateway.
because it's illegal. Because of where you have to go to get it.
Yes.
That's why it's a gateway. If it was legalized and sold through dispensaries, it wouldn't be a gateway drug because I'm not going there to buy pot and be convinced to buy a line of coke or do a line with them
Right.
or try
But
this.
yeah, I
and,
think that's one issue.
I mean,
It's the people that associate with having to buy it out of a back door.
and the
Yeah, and
people
it's
that
also-
you hang out with.
Well, I think it's
mean,
also in the person, right? So I know I have an addictive personality.
But marijuana's not addictive.
Right, but my addictive personality lies in if it feels good, I want as much as possible.
sure.
I think
But-
that's kind of human nature. But so if you do and it feels good, much like alcohol, we all know I've had issues with
You
alcohol.
want to do it again?
You want to keep doing it as much as you can, and that's why I don't. Well, not several reasons, but I've never tried fucking heroin,
Right.
meth, shit like that.
No.
But it could be easy for someone to go, hey, I'm gonna if marijuana's I see his way better because it's easy for someone to go, well, I'm gonna go buy marijuana because it's illegal from fucking Joe Blow down the street, and then I get to hanging out with the dude, and he offers me an 8-ball.
Well, I wasn't disagreeing with him.
But that's the thing. If you're my dealer and I'm coming over to get it regularly,
Cocaine's
from you,
also way more expensive.
true. But you're my dealer.
I mean, that was just an example.
You know, I'm coming to you once a week. Eventually, you're going to be like, hey, dude, try this on the house. Try
Well,
it.
that's what I mean in the
It's
world
a
of business.
It's making money.
Yeah.
So if-
you like pot, here's some Coke. It costs a lot more.
Do this, hit this line, bro. You're gonna feel alive. You're gonna feel great. Then you're gonna want to try it again. Then that time you're gonna have to pay for it. And eventually, that's the people you hang out with, the crowd. That's the activity that's going on. I mean, it kind of all ties in together. If you're able to go to a dispensary to get it legally and go home and do your thing, and not have to worry about getting tested at work and getting fired,
Yeah.
you would
Kinda
stay
like-
away from that.
Kind of like prostitution,
I don't
right?
what?
Oh, like prostitution.
Okay.
So
Continue.
yeah, so I can roll through downtown close to where we live, and slap a $20 bill and a Percocet out, pick up a dirty,
Yeah.
prostitute,
Uh-huh.
immoral. But you got places like Nevada that have really turned it into a business. I think it's Nevada. They have their own brothels,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
or Amsterdam.
Speaking of brothels, the
So what I'm saying is, you turn it into a business, or it's regulated.
Right.
Then you control the safety about it,
Right.
the context around it.
yeah.
So I guess I'm agreeing with you. I just wanted to compare it to prostitution.
You just wanted to talk about prostitutes for a second.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting though? Speaking of like the whole drug thing, and when we talked a little bit earlier about the LSD, and there was an operation the CIA ran back in the 60s, I believe it was, called Operation Midnight Climax, where they literally used brothels and sent these men in there to have sex with the women in the brothels. I guess it was a prostitute or brothelians. I don't know what they call them there. Is it a prostitute?
There's many names.
Okay.
Let's use the correct ones while we're on here.
Concubine?
I don't want to offend. I don't want to.
Yeah, no, let's stop here. Disclaimer.
I don't want to offend any streetwalkers. But
It's the oldest job known to man.
It
what
is.
I will say,
And the most lucrative.
I think it should be legalized. I do. I believe prostitution should be legalized.
I don't know, man.
No, I think it should.
Hold
Maybe
on.
an
Just like
escort
with the drugs.
service.
Let
you
me
get
make
to
my.
test. You run it's a woman's body. We're about to get real way out there with PC stuff. It's a woman's body. She wants to suck, motherfucker.
Yeah, but
Should be up to her.
Yeah, but
But it should be regulated.
for sure.
Be able to
Should
do
the
it.
government regulate that? They should regulate
Maybe the
you
FDA.
selling your body?
I don't know. But when I say regulate, I mean like testing and stuff. You should have to
Yeah.
get tested to make sure you don't have STDs. It
Well,
cleans it up.
I think that's where porn
Cleans
stars
it
come in.
up.
Yeah.
Here. That's where
Look
the
at
porn
my-
stars come in.
Think about it. I mean, I think it should be legalized.
Well, but you think that like everything should be legal.
Yeah. I kind of do.
I tend to differ a little bit on that one.
Gotta legalize it all.
I
Teach.
just-
you train.
I don't
you-
believe you. I don't believe you legalize like hard drugs like heroin.
No.
Well, let's see what happens with Oregon. They didn't legalize it, but they
What
decriminalized
did
it.
What did they legalize completely?
I don't know about. They decriminalized hard drugs.
But what did they? What was the two things they legalized? Methamphetamine, was that one of them?
I don't want to speak out of sort. Give me a second.
I honestly don't know.
I think that it was. I think they legalized, or was it heroin? I don't know.
Are we
can't
talking about
remember.
I
Oregon.
didn't know they legalized anything. I thought you just
No,
decriminalized.
they legalized something. I just don't remember what it was.
We'll find out.
Hold on. But what I was talking about with Operation Midnight Climax, they used these brothels, sent CIA agents behind these giant mirrors to watch as these women had sex with men in brothels while they were tripping LSD.
Who was tripping?
It was the men they were giving it to go in there, and they would pay for the night and all this stuff. CIA agents were sitting behind the window or a mirror,
watching them.
yeah, taking notes.
They were just rolling.
They were
While
in
they
their
tripped.
bag, son.
Hmm.
They were in their bag, like, well, what am I gonna pull out here? You know, what are these guys? And then the government was like, well, we're only doing this with LSD because we don't know if it can be used as a truth serum or spies using it on us.
How long does it make you last?
Was that the beginning of Viagra testing?
Possibly.
Everything I'm
Might
seeing
give
just
you a
says
hard
Oregon
dick for
becomes first
6
state
hours.
in U.S. to decriminalize drug possession. It doesn't say they actually legalized anything.
No, they legalized something. I don't remember. I don't know.
Oregon becomes first state to decriminalize small amounts of heroin and other street drugs.
Maybe you're right. I don't know.
So we'll just see how it goes there.
I don't think it's a good thing.
Mine's all theory. I didn't say it was a good idea.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
I
don't think it's a good thing because so many. You see what's happening. It's just gonna take people from the opioid pandemic that we're in to, I'm gonna get the street opioids.
Well, that's what's happening anyway. Big time. If you talk to people, pain pills. I more or less, in ways, lived in that field. I wasn't the user, but I lived with somebody that was. And once, it used to be really easy to go get pain medicine. You just heard,
Oh, yeah.
my back hurts. They'll prescribe you Percocets, Vicodin, whatever.
Yep.
And you just, as things happen, you go up and up and up and up. And then it's almost like it was on purpose in the world of theory and conspiracy theory. Then all of a sudden they start really regulating. Can't doctor shop. You got to go get your piss tested even to get the script.
Well, yeah.
So a lot of people now, people that I know, have turned to heroin.
Well, they're getting pills off the streets.
You can't even do that as much.
Uh,
Not as much because people can't doctor shop, sell their scripts, etc.
Yeah. Pain
So
clinics.
it's even cut it back. Pain clinics have
Yeah.
successfully cut that stuff back.
Yeah.
But it's pushing people to heroin because it's the same general, I guess, feeling or whatever. I don't know.
But people are still abusing the hell out of pills, dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying
That's
they're
still
not.
a big problem. And I don't think making it accessible and okay to use is going to help that.
And it's crazy how you go from county to county, even counties that are adjacent to each other, how the most rampant drug abuse, here it might be pills, this one it might be meth, this one might be heroin. You can have adjacent counties, and of course it's through all of it, but typically you're going to, as far as what I've experienced with where we live, this county is this. The county I used to work in was real bad with meth and pills. Then you come the next county over. They change, but
Probably who's dealing what.
it's interesting to see how it changes and what is the big go-to, depending on what your location is. But at the end of the day, it creates the same kind of problem, right? It's expensive as hell. It's all you can think about. It's all you can, you got to have your fix. You got to have your fix. Nothing else matters. And then that it puts people on the bottom. You're in poverty. The only thing that matters is your fix. And that itself is a problem, because then society doesn't rise, because these people aren't putting into society. They're not spending money. They're not making money. They're not working, right? So initially you're putting people down to the bottom and keeping them there.
And I'll be really, really honest with you. Whoever, the powers that be, they did do this. I mean, like movies like Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. Love those movies. Juice, love that movie. They started it, to me, and the greatest injustice that's been done, one of the greatest injustices that I've seen and read about and heard about so much, is the drug addiction that they introduced into African American neighborhoods.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think they totally.
That is a huge injustice, and that's hardly ever talked about. That's sad as hell, man. You go to Baltimore. I mean, you go to Baltimore is just. I mean, it's everybody is addicted. There's a methadone van on the corner,
Yeah.
and you go get your fix, and people are just staggering all over the place. Kids don't know where their mothers or fathers are at because they're on drugs. It's sad, man. And they've done that. They started it with the African American community, and it has migrated into everybody else. And I don't like drugs. I can't stand drugs, but I think that we should be able to use, or at least have a substantial reason to not be able to use LSD or any, okay, maybe not LSD, but psilocybin or marijuana. There's
Right,
no
anything that's
legitimate
natural.
reason. There's no legitimate reason we can't use it.
No, none.
Zero.
I don't care if they're. I'm not gonna say I don't care, but if it's natural, naturally grows anywhere.
I think it boils down to
make it
money.
illegal.
The green is what runs. It's kind of what
Well, of
controls
course.
everything. So
But I also
where are you
think
gonna
that
make more money off of it?
I think that with the hallucinogenic category, I think that it also turns into a control
Oh sure.
of your mind thing.
Oh, you don't want a country of free thinkers.
No.
No.
No. Especially not this
I
country.
mean, we might, but
Well,
powers that be.
And that's another thing that I've been really thinking about lately too is, dude, we have got to come together as a community, as a group, as a whole, and pave our own way, instead of letting the people that haven't done anything for us.
The establishment.
Well, I mean, not to get back on the whole COVID thing, but like we said last time, it will take a whole community to me, like in North Carolina where we're at, to kind of just say, fuck you. You know, as far as, again, we went over it last time, but some of the stupid mandates, like now, since last time we've been on here, we have a curfew,
10 o'clock.
10 to 5, not supposed to be out.
Yeah.
COVID only comes out at night.
Yeah, so I don't get it. It would take the community pulling together and just kind of, we're a free country.
Well, I'd say our numbers are, so for North Carolina, our numbers are peaking now, and our infection rate is higher now than what it was when COVID first initially hit, and even when it kind of died
And now
down
we're taking
picked
preventive
up
measures.
again. Yep. So technically, we're hit harder now, right, than we were before, but I attribute that to corporations. The regulations have lessened,
Yes.
has softened.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to pay people to be out for 2 weeks every time they just say it, which, of course, there are going to be people that abuse the system, but at the end of the day, it's safety that your concern should be. You have, just like my work situation, you're keeping someone there that you know has been exposed, that you exposed because you didn't keep someone out like you should have.
Right.
And now you're potentially going to run it rampant through the plant, and that's part of why our numbers have skyrocketed.
Right.
People aren't as concerned about it anymore. People don't want to wear their masks.
Yeah. So that's the thing. One more thing, like really quick on the COVID thing. It's going to destroy the third world. They're already saying that 250 million people are going to starve to death because we're not able to help support that. 250 million people in the third world countries are going to starve to death, people. Think about that. Let that sink in. So, we don't want 250 million people to starve to death in the third world.
No.
But, so, that's just, we gotta wear a mask, people. Come on, let's get together and get this thing out of here.
Put your mask on. Get her done.
Speaking
Nobody
of
likes
masks
it.
and elderly people, I wanted to tell a creepy story real quick to start off this somewhat next segment.
House.
My grandmother's house is incredibly haunted.
Creepy?
And these two can attest. They've been there.
It's a little scary. Chicken.
Chickens.
Chicken?
So one time, my Xbox was set up in the upstairs part of the house. It's a huge house, and it's at a hallway where I would play Xbox Live back in the day.
This is as basis here. Say what? 3,000 square feet.
Yeah.
give or take,
Yeah.
and old.
Old.
Not this is an old house.
I think it was built in 1889.
Yep.
And so it's mad creepy anyways. And I was up there playing one night, playing Halo 3, chilling. And my grandfather, when he was alive then, sometimes he would get up and come up the stairs, and that's not a good thing. You know, a guy in his almost 90s, you know, come up the steps. You don't want that to happen. So I would always, if I heard him get up, I would go to the stair landing, make sure he would go back to bed, yada, yada, yada. So one night, there was a lamp at the bottom of the stairs, and it had a loud click when it turned on. And I heard it snap on, and I was like, oh man, Pop's coming up here. I saw a shadow at the bottom of the stairs, and the way I'm looking at it, it's like over the railing, and I can only see the first story, or the first landing, rather. And I saw a shadow from the light, and I was like, I'm going to go check on Pop. I know he's trying to come up the stairs and check on everybody. That was his thing. He would check on people, make sure everybody was in, safe. And I started to go down the steps. I hear, you know, boom on the step, like he's walking up. I started to go down there, and then no more footsteps. So I came around the corner, and there was no one there. Like, absolutely nobody. And to this day, that story gives me chills. Chills, son.
Where were we at when we were? Was me and you and Chris? Was it Chris? We were upstairs in the very top bedroom.
Yeah.
And
The attic.
The attic, yeah. And we were up there and had the little ghost radar thing on the app on our phone.
Yep.
And we said something about, you know, not being scared, heard a sound, went to run, it caught us chickens or something. I want to say that's what it was.
Oh, so the one time that we did that, we went upstairs and we were messing with this thing. You can download this app called the Ghost Radar. It's just fun. I don't think it's real. I don't necessarily think it's real, but
We're also like 19,
Yeah.
so
and I was we were in the very top of the house in the attic, and we were like, if you're here, show yourselves, you know, the stupid
that's what
shit
it was.
you do. Like,
Yeah.
and there's a little latch on the door in the attic that goes into the unfinished part of the attic, and that latch opened. The door swung open. That was terrifying. And that was the
Chickens.
middle of the day. That was during the daylight.
Am I mixing two stories? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The chicken story.
It was out back.
Yeah, we were
Was, it out-
messing.
was I there for that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They were meeting a rhyme.
Okay.
We
maybe
were
it was me.
outside and we had the ghost radar going again, and it was real early in the morning, probably like 2 or 3, and we were like, oh, like nothing really happened, but we got freaked out because it's at this old house, really dark, and
Really dark.
yeah, really dark, and we were starting to leave, and like this ghost radar app will talk to you, like it'll pop a word according to what the spirit will say, and as we exited the threshold of that yard to the other yard, because there was a house that was behind my grandmother's house, as we passed through that threshold, we were like, well, we should go back over there, because we started getting little blips on the radar, and like, let's go back over there and see what happens. We're like, no, let's just go chill, do whatever we were gonna do, and this app calls us chickens. Chickens. And that solidified us not going back in the yard.
Yeah, that was enough.
Yeah, that was enough to make us go, nah, I'm not going back over there.
That's okay.
Nope. Too much.
And ever since living with you over there, I give shit less about the paranormal. Chasing it.
No.
Like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Much
That's
happier
okay.
just being ignorant to it.
Yeah, people in that house would always hear like footsteps in the upstairs part of the house, and there's no one there. Or seeing shadows, or... And
I used
I think
to
it's real.
I used to work in a mental house, and every
A mental
night,
house?
mental house, yeah, every night that I came back from lunch, I was on the 3rd floor, and when you would leave the building, obviously you'd go down on the 1st floor and walk out. Every night I'd come in, never failed, 100% of the time, the elevator would open on its own. every single night. And it only did it at night, and I was coming back for lunch at 9 o'clock. I worked second shift, 3 to 11. So coming back, I went to lunch at 8:30, got back at 9, elevator always open. Wasn't just sitting open. The sumbitch would, as soon as I opened the door,
Yeah.
the damn elevator would open up. Scared the shit out of me. I did see one time
Well, that place is supposed to be haunted
as hell.
Ugh.
So one time, the only other thing that I've ever seen there is I was coming in one night, and I want to say it was back from lunch actually, and all of a sudden in one of the what's it called, condemned portions of the building.
And you worked third shift, right?
I worked second shift.
Second. Okay.
I worked
So it was
over.
late.
Oh yes, I worked over on third shift regularly, but generally I worked first shift starting, moved to second, and that's what I sat for until I left. And we're coming back from lunch and our dinner, and there's just this lady in the damn window just looking at us, and I swear you could see that she was looking at us like, and looked away, looked back, gone.
It's crazy.
And that's a condemned portion of the building that you
So there's
can't
no
get
one
into. Yeah, you can't. Before they built the new hospital, they had condemned portions of it that was taped off, locked off due to bat guano. And
Bad
so,
shit.
bad shit, yeah. You couldn't go in there at all, because bat shit's pretty toxic, apparently, and huge doses being around it. It can make you sick. And the unit that I worked on, we had actually a door to another wing. Now that we could never go in it. There was no key to unlock. You can't get in there. And that's where she was. And just staring at us, looking at us, all creepy and shit.
Bat guano is good fertilizer.
Well, we could have a lot of plants, but
Bro, so what do you... But here's the thing, though. If I'm talking to a skeptic, right? What is paranormal? Like, what is... When you see a ghost, what do you think... What is your hypothesis on what that is?
so I'm more of a skeptic than you guys are. But
But
I
you
don't know.
have seen things for sure that you
a
can't
couple
explain.
of things that scared the shit out of me, yeah,
And you
but
couldn't explain it.
I could not know.
Right.
Your eyes playing tricks on you, or your house creaking and you think it's someone, or you think you hear something, a voice traveling. I mean, there's stuff
think
like
some
that,
people-
sure, but some things are just creepy.
Some people are more
In tune?
in tune with it. Yeah, I'm not one of those people.
Mm-mm.
I've had very few experiences.
I've only had a few.
Yeah, seen anything. Closest thing was at Gar's with the when Ryan tried to sacrifice us.
Yeah. Tell that story.
So, like a couple lame teenagers, we were sitting in the back of Garth's truck.
It was 4 of us.
Yeah, it was me, Garth, fella Ryan, fella Chris,
Yep.
and we're just sitting back there smoking cigarettes and shit. And all of a sudden, it come a thunderstorm out of nowhere in the summertime. So we're going to get out of the bed of the truck, up to the porch, and all of a sudden, was it Chris? Is it like, what's that? And we look down at the edge of the driveway, and there's just like this black figure.
Yeah. Shadow.
Yeah, like a shadow. And
And it was right in front of the street light. So if
Yeah.
it was somebody,
it just looked odd.
you would think we would have been able to make out features.
Yeah. So we all wig out. Maybe we were just bitches. But we hop out of the truck, go to run up the porch and inside. As soon as I was first one up there, as soon as my hand touches the door handle, Garth's right behind me. Ryan, who's this large fella, trucks us, just runs into us, knocks us past the door into a rocking chair.
An old
Garth's
ass
on my lap.
rocking chair.
A what?
An old ass
Yeah.
rocking chair.
So when we hit it, we're facing the edge of the porch, and we're literally sitting in the chair, and Garth's on my lap, the way we fell. And they had made it in to save themselves, and his figure's at the edge of the porch, right at the edge of the porch
That
lot.
fast.
Instantaneously.
Yeah, I mean, we were scooting. We were close to the porch in the truck. That was
Yeah.
at the edge of the driveway, probably 30, 40 foot. But and then we get off the chair, get inside. Nobody ever knocks. We look out the window. We don't see anybody. So that's really my closest experience. And that wigged me out a little bit.
Yeah, I think that ghosts in particular. I mean, I've had my fair share, and maybe we'll talk about those stories more some other time. But I think ghosts in particular, either they're left on objects because it's something that they cherished.
Yeah, I was going to ask
An
you what you
attachment.
think
Yeah,
they are.
I
Some
don't.
kind of attachment to this plane.
And
So is it
Right.
not like a real ghost, like somebody's spirit?
Right.
Or do you think it's a piece of the energy of the person
No.
that's...
I don't know if it's a spirit. I don't know if I buy that as much as it's more so a. I guess it could be either a part of their spirit or their conscious.
maybe like a after image, or
But this is all hypothetical because there's not really any science behind it.
So you guys know I don't like that kind of shit. I don't like ghosts and demons, and
Yeah.
you guys know why I don't like them.
Yeah.
And I don't like to think about them. I don't like to see them. I don't
Well-
want to,
I think that some of it is also. I think there is a lot of validity in your mind and your eyes playing tricks on you.
Mm.
But I also believe that because it has been proven in scientific studies that there are levels of reality, right? There has been studies on it. I don't know if it's proven. It's probably more like hypothetical
theories.
theories, right? Or hypothesis.
Yeah, there you go.
So when they're talking about, these different dimensions, who's to say that that's not somebody from another? I don't know.
That we're catching just a glimpse of
Yeah,
that.
is it a glitch in reality?
What about people that say they see relatives?
I think that's a coping thing.
Think?
Now, especially if it's someone that, because it's always somebody they lost that was close to them.
Do you think it's always negative?
No, I don't. But again, I don't think that, like when my grandfather died, I wasn't able to be at his funeral or his memorial. They didn't have a funeral, but a memorial. And I had a dream about him because I was on duty when I was in the Marine Corps, and I had a dream about him that night, and then I saw him, what I felt like, or heard him talk. And then one time when we came home, we were staying at my mom's house, and my wedding ring, which was his ring, flew off my finger in the middle of the night and was in the corner of the house, in the corner of the room. So I don't know what that was, but it was just one of those things. I was like, it's weird. My ring never came off. It was kind of tight. Pop had real skinny fingers, so. But I think that some of it is coping. It's never a relative where they're like, well, this is my great great grandfather. I saw him walking. It's never that. It's always something they lost.
Right.
And I think that when you're going through grief like that, your mind will do anything to help settle.
Well, I think your eyes see, generally speaking, your eyes see what you want them to see to a certain extent. So in a situation like that, when your mind is, I think it shows how powerful that your mind can be.
Yeah.
And your
Yeah.
eyes are kind of just after, it kind of, I'm not sure how to word it. Your mind is the big thing here. Your eyes are kind of the afterthought.
To go back on the drug topic, you can take certain drugs to hallucinate.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like DMT and stuff, that's in our body.
Yeah.
They don't know what's used for.
So your eyes is kind of secondary, maybe is a better term. I'm not
guess
sure how to describe
My
it.
point is, like, to go along with Garth, how much of it could be dealing with grief or pain. Or,
Well, and that's what
your
I'm saying,
mind
yeah.
is essentially playing a trick on you.
Right. Well, they did tests on rats, and they tested like the center of their brain, and they found DMT, and they associated that back to humans. They think that you have the pineal gland in the middle of your brain, and that is what creates DMT and creates sleeping That's what it's created during your sleep.
Right.
And that's what creates the dream state. And then, if you meditating, or if you use like a float tank, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
You can get to this level where you separate your conscience from your physical body. So,
Yeah, well, there's been talk of hallucinations and stuff in those deprivation techniques.
yeah,
As part of that, mind is a powerful tool.
yeah.
Where it's, we only use, 10% of it?
Supposedly.
So I don't know if you unlocking the rest of that what would that do? Would it make you insane?
Or
Would
does
you be
it
able to
come
hear
in,
people's thoughts?
or
Would you have
does it come into
superpowers?
use here and there and we just don't know it?
I think that means it's possible, but I don't know when. I mean, what experience is traumatic? Would it be?
Maybe you get glimpses of it. They say there's stories out there of women when their children are in peril, women lifting cars,
Yeah.
things like that. So maybe then,
Well, that's adrenaline too.
obviously yes, but maybe your mind is a factor there too of what we can and can't do when we need to.
Yeah, I think that your mind is probably the most powerful thing, and it's suppressed by what we do on our everyday grind.
Well, what
So
we
if you-
consider is possible and what's not.
If you're a guy like a monk, right? If you're like a nomad, and you live out in the middle of the woods by yourself, and you get in tune with consciousness, and you're like extremely balanced, maybe you unlock more of your brain. Because like the Aborigines, they were connected through the earth. Like that's one of the old, like that Tool song 46 and 2, they talk about the 46 and second chromosome. And they all had that, and that's what connected them.
So even though we're becoming more advanced, are we losing use of our mind?
I think that we're learning things that our ancestors already knew, and we're
From a different perspective, maybe?
we're relearning.
A different, yeah,
We're relearning how to live.
different angle.
Right. So we have to learn to live with a lot of different things that they didn't.
Well, we also have to be able to explain everything. We have to understand why this is what it is. What causes this?
Some people have to.
Well, I think as a society we do. I think that's what fuels our curiosity and why we have advanced like we have. So I wonder if the difference then and now is the more of accepting of it is what it is. This is this. We don't know why
I
it
think-
is.
I think now it's back to like the beginning of our conversation. The distractions we face now, that's what we have to deal with, right? So it blocks out all of the outside. Like I said, if you're just sitting in the woods with no distractions, right, and you live up there for like a month, there's no telling what you'll learn about yourself, about
Well, there was a
spirituality.
kind of like a documentary I saw on Netflix. I think it was on Netflix. Okay. It first episode was about fire, when the humans discovered fire.
Yeah.
Before that, all of their time was spent surviving.
Yeah.
So they were foraging. If they killed something, they had to eat it raw. And when they did eat, especially meat, it was a much longer process. You had to chew it, yada yada. They talked about the not invention of fire, but the discovery of fire. It freed up so much time. That's when humanity began, because they hit the point where, what do I do now?
Right.
So then they started thinking. It wasn't as much just what I have to do to keep breathing. You actually got to get into theory and thought.
Right.
It was really interesting.
What's even kind of to build on that, if you read about evolutionary theory, there was so we have gravity, And I don't necessarily... The Big Bang Theory, I'm not sure what that was, and I don't think anyone can definitively say what that was. It's been studied. It's been hypothesized, it's been all these things. But the thing is, when the Big Bang happened, it was like they had a not gravity, but expansive gravity. So instead of it pulling it down, it pushed it out. And that's still going on now. So the universe is continuously in expanse, continually expanding. Why are we not doing... And I that's why I applaud Elon Musk, because he's trying to study more into the cosmos than most people. Well, travel into the cosmos is more than most people. There's been a lot of great minds study deep into the cosmos. Carl Sagan, today's age, Neil deGrasse Tyson. But there's something to be said to actually moving into the expanse instead of just sitting here and watching the Earth rot. It's interesting to me.
No, I think it is very interesting. Not something I spent a lot of time reading or researching about.
I think it's compulsive gravity that continues to push the universe forward.
Well, it's a scary thought too.
There's
no telling what we could potentially run into, and that kind of... I mean, that's kind of scary.
We haven't even gotten out of this solar system.
Yeah, so we can't even get off our planet hardly. So.
We can't even get out of the solar system, or close to getting out of the solar system. So,
I mean, we still have rockets blow up trying to get out of the atmosphere. So,
yeah. Well, they just now started sending American rockets back out because NASA stopped sending rockets.
The NASA Force.
The Space Force. Covfefe. It's crazy, man. I think that I don't know if we'll ever see any more of the universe, because I don't know if the human race will be around 1,000 or 2,000 more years.
I don't think in our lifetime.
I don't think it'll take 2,000 more years.
Well, I don't think that we're ready to see what's beyond the rest of this universe, to be honest.
I don't know that we ever will be.
No.
It's just going to have to happen.
Very horny aliens, apparently. Back to the discussion.
If you ask our old friend Dave Huggins.
He knows all about them.
Shouts out.
Shout out.
We also thought we were having a alien contact last week on the podcast when the wall started shaking and the window was shaking. But
turns
it was our
out,
wives dancing.
Making TikToks.
Making a TikTok that was never published. It was kind of wild.
It was scary.
I was like, oh shit, this is it.
Talking about aliens.
For a split second. But then I was like, nah.
Small scale earthquake
Mark was already half out of his pants.
Dude, I believe it's around.
Hey, here they come.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that that's another thing I don't think people would know what to do if it happened.
I wouldn't. Fuck no.
No. What would you grab? Would you be an attacker, or would you like shake hands with it?
I'd go hide.
Hide?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know, man.
You're gonna hide in a mountain fallout?
What?
You're gonna hide in a mountain in a vault?
Well, it's not a nuclear attack.
Where are you gonna hide at? In your bedroom?
You're talking about if they attack or just make contact?
If they make contact, not attack us. If they just came to visit, are you talking to them? Because I am.
All right, let's define make contact.
If you can talk to an alien, I'm talking.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know if they'll shake hands or what. They probably don't even know what the hell that is.
Well, we've all seen Mars attacks. That's what I think.
You think that's what they're going to be like?
Little green Martians.
No.
I think that it'll be. I mean, is there any limit to what they can and can't be? We don't know. There's no telling.
No one knows.
They could be little green men, or they could look just like us with small noses and big ears. We don't. I mean, there's no telling.
I got a big ass nose.
Yeah, you do.
It's all right. That's all right.
That's okay.
I'm all good with
Compliments-
it. I've come to terms with it.
Yeah.
Compliments the rest of your face.
All the better to smell you with.
Ugh.
This guy.
Ooh.
Last week he said, "All the better to hear you with."
Hey, I'm gonna keep the trend going.
And next week we'll talk about tongues.
Yeah, wait till episode 3.
All the better to
Dude.
taste you with.
You're ruining the surprise.
But I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably wig the fuck out first.
I think that the world is just. It's insane right now. We're in a weird place. I mean, we're in a very strange place right now in the world.
Yeah, it caused a.
Shit's getting weird here, dude. Weird. I mean, I can't explain any of it.
No.
I mean, I would say that I wish I knew the answers, but I don't. I just talk about what I believe, what I think.
I almost wonder if because of everything that's going on and the fact that we've realized that we really don't have any control over these kinds of things, if it's kind of made people think more along the lines of other things they don't have control of. I mean, you don't have control of aliens or if they blow us up or don't. And I mean,
I don't
Well,
think
they-
people care.
No, but I
No,
think on
probably
a
not.
human standpoint, like everybody's mentality, what we were talking about earlier a little, the sooner you realize you cannot control everything,
That you're just a speck.
yeah, the better off you are.
Yeah,
You can move on.
it's true.
You can move on, start controlling yourself and living life.
Yeah. All you
It's
can
a-
do is control your controllables.
That's a hard realization,
Yeah, it's tough.
especially for somebody put together mentally like me. Very controlled. I like to control everything in my life aspect, you know? But to come to the realization that you can't, it's hard to process.
Yeah. That's an important lesson to learn.
Yeah.
You know, control what you can, but if it's not in your control, just let it flow,
I
man.
think you can manipulate other things.
But then you're a sociopath.
Well,
I don't like the idea of manipulation because I
can't
think
control it.
that I used to have manipulative traits. Yeah. But I've tried really hard not to do that.
Well,
It's something I recognized, and it's kind of a scary thing, I guess. But you know, I was in sales, so
no. Don't ever lose it. It can be beneficial.
it can be beneficial, especially when the aliens come. It's like, hey, hold on a second.
I can sell you a car.
You don't want this ass, okay? It's a lot better. Have you seen TikTok? There's a lot of people shaking their asses on there.
Or if it boils down to getting vaporized or fucked, I'd take fucking.
It's hard to twerk during a pandemic.
Hard to twerk.
I don't. This is my thought here. I haven't tried, but I imagine if I did, it would be not easy during a pandemic.
Did you say twerk?
I did, in fact, say twerk.
Like shaking your ass?
Whatever you want to interpret it as.
You haven't tried it at all? Not once?
You've never tried to twerk?
Oh, I've tried, just not during a pandemic.
The fuck?
I don't know, dude. It was just something I thought I had to get it off my chest.
I'm so confused.
What? Dude, your mic sounds really low.
Does it?
Yeah, I can. Does it sound low to you?
Yeah, turn it up some.
God dang it.
Why?
Well,
You keep messing with it.
Leave it alone.
I don't know. I piddle with things.
Piddle with your fingers or something.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Cool.
Cut
Dude.
that out.
Dude, cut your mic off real quick. No, mute it.
Gotta figure out how. Hang on.
Talk about how much clearer it is.
Dude, it gives it. Yes,
It's so clear.
dude, it's so clear now. That mic gives it feedback.
Picks up so much bullshit.
That is so weird.
Sorry, everybody.
No,
This makes it into the edited version.
we're gonna be good.
We're trying to.
We're gonna be fine.
We're working on our hardware here.
We're gonna
Yeah.
be fine. Hey,
My
we're,
microphone is shut.
we're moving along like a little cat.
Thomas the Train.
Good. Oh yeah.
Also, pull it closer to your mouth.
Well, I'm trying to not
No,
have
no,
it close to
no,
my
no, no,
mouth.
no, no.
No, I think if he has it pulled out,
That's
it
good.
picks up all the bullshit.
But
Because of where the speaker's at. If we pull it in, you're just going to hear what's here.
I don't know. I think it's just that type of mic.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm just afraid you're gonna hear me breathing, chewing, sniffling.
It's
and
fine.
Farting.
Hey, we're working on things.
Hey,
My new one will be
Hey.
here next week, so
and I appreciate the kind messages and everything that we've received on the first episode.
we should have led with that.
I already did. I did actually.
Okay.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See, when
But-
you turn and talk to him,
Yeah.
definite echo.
Yeah. That's why I'm gonna do this right here.
I'm just gonna face the wall away from
Oh
you guys.
yeah.
Make Trevor sit in the fucking corner back there.
Bro, did you ever watch
No
Midnight
one puts
Gospel?
baby in the closet.
Uh-oh.
You need to watch that.
Have you told me about it before?
Yes.
Nah, I still haven't watched it.
Duncan Trussell did it. It's a cartoon on Netflix.
What's it
So
called?
good. Midnight Gospel. It's so trippy.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, so trippy, dude. It's really good though. It's about just existential stuff. The last episode is quite a tearjerker,
Yeah, I remember looking this up before.
bro. So how about Hayden Christensen coming back as Vader again?
Oh, don't get me. Oh,
Boy,
Mm.
did you see that, Randy?
Yeah, I did.
they're going
pretty
to
dope.
also.
Yep.
Ahsoka Tano is supposed to get her own show.
Yeah,
Then you've got the Mandalorian. Ahsoka Tano.
she's
Is
got
she-
like the long.
She's a Jedi.
Is she
She
the one with
survived Order
the
66.
the weird head thing, like the tentacles?
The weird hair.
She was.
Was she in the
Anakin.
cartoon on Cartoon Network?
So she was only introduced initially in the Clone Wars, the cartoon that they made.
Yeah, okay.
But the Clone Wars are considered canon, which means that the show itself actually happened, right? That's what canon means. These events happen in this order. She was not in any of the movies. She was in. They introduced her in the Clone Wars. Then she was in Rebels, I believe.
Yeah.
And now she's made an appearance in Mandalorian, and she will be having her own show. And Order 66 was to kill off all the Jedi. There's not many left. So there's a few that survives. Obi-Wan, Yoda,
Right.
Ahsoka Tano, whatever number of other ones. I don't know what the exact number is. Maybe 10. Supposedly, if you look it up. But canon's kind of been changed.
Mace Windu.
Nope. He's dead.
Fuck.
Been dead.
I don't know.
Mace was the shit though.
He
dog.
was awesome.
Samuel Jackson.
His
Samuel
lightsaber
Jackson.
was sick.
I'm sick of these motherfucking Sith on this motherfucking planet.
Yeah.
If that had been rated R. If only.
I'm sick of all these motherfucking droids.
Just shooting at me. He's deflecting the fucking lasers.
Yeah. Interesting though that
Flinging snakes around.
ew.
Snakes on a plane, bro.
I know. You want to talk about a fear?
Dude.
We
I
want
think
to
that
get
was
into
the
snakes.
last.
We want to
This
get into
dude-
the snakes.
This dude right here is terrified
Oh, I
of
know.
snakes.
He came over months ago. There was one on the back patio. Little black snake.
It was not little. That thing was the size of my damn leg.
He was a couple feet long.
The thing was long as shit.
Anyway, wrapped up
Python?
around the toy box. All I did was grab a hold of his tail like I was going to pick him up. Trevor was in the road. He made it to the front of the house and on Main Street
You want to see how fast the motherfucker can
before
run?
I could get a hold of the snake.
So, backstory for
High-stepping,
that.
screaming like a bitch.
Backstory for that. I went to step outside to use the restroom. Saw it half underneath the car, half not, in your gravel. Stepped through the shit at it, blew on it, tried to pee on it, didn't move. Thought it was a snake, or thought it was a stick, but it scared me. I wasn't sure. And then I stepped on it, and the son of a bitch moved. And that already heightened my sense of skittishness. And
Just a
then you
black
grabbed it. I also know you, and your dumbass would throw it on me in a
wow.
heartbeat.
That's like the dead one that was in the driveway, the old house.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife has both of my kids, when they were pretty small, carried them into the house. So I pick up this dead snake, and I'm like, oh my gosh, kids, look at the dead snake. And I started kind of chasing my wife with it, and she starts kind of, not running, but boogieing, stay away from me. She's got a little boogie going. And
Jocelyn?
and I speed up and touch her with it. Swear to God, she will not admit it to this day. She spiked both of my children. Her children. I keep saying about her children. Our children. Spikes them and darts inside.
Side note.
To her, she said, "Oh, I just got it." And bullshit. She threw them.
Side note. Whenever
She
you went to
took
grab
them
that
kids.
snake,
My mom would have done the same thing.
when you went to grab that snake, the first thing I saw after seeing you step closer to it and bend down was her take the fuck off. So when I seen her run,
She knows me.
my ass was gone too.
She knows me better than anybody. I would have threw it on somebody.
My biggest fear is driving down the road and a fucking snake come out from underneath my
Oh.
seat.
When I was a kid, where we used to camp on South Toe, they had this makeshift outhouse. Of course, that's where you go do your business. My mom was in there. Snake fell on her head. She come out the fucking outhouse, no britches, running around screaming because a snake fell on her.
Oh, I would.
Could you imagine dropping trout? You're just mid fucking shit,
Mm-mm.
and all of a sudden, fucking 5 foot long snake falls on you,
I'd be running, no trousers,
You're
thing
dropping
flopping,
snake,
and poop
and
coming
then a
out.
snake drops on you.
Ba-doom.
No, it's okay.
Dude,
Probably get done shitting real quick.
No, I'd be spraying the whole time I was running.
bro, so in Afghanistan, we were cleaning out these, they have these, they're not trailers, but they're called van pads. They look like trailers. They're like these big white, look like a container, but you can work inside of them. You can store stuff in them. And this is as they were closing down Camp Bastion, like one of the biggest forward operating bases in Afghan. And they had all these van pads thrown to the side. Or they were just getting rid of them. And we were over there forging through because literally we had nothing. Because everything left. The chow hall was gone. The little commissary was gone. The Haji shop had moved out. So we're sitting there and we're like, let's just go look through and see if we can find, maybe we'll get lucky. We'll find some old ramen noodles. Maybe for some reason I'm worried about finding a pin or something, whatever. People were finding shit over there, so I was like, let's go check it out. Me and one of my buddies, shouts out Dodero, and a staff sergeant that we were with, we go into one of the van pads. It's pitch black, it's middle of the night, and we're going through these drawers because there's desks and stuff in there, and he opens one of the top drawers, and I guess it was a sidewinder or a
Like a sand snake or
this
something.
this snake was fat as hell in the top of this drawer. It comes lunging out of the drawer when he opens, because we have flashlights. He comes jumping out. Dude, the staff sergeant fucking threw the desk, flipped the desk over, and he started pulling his pistol out. I was like, bro, no. It's just a snake. It's just a snake. It was a big ass snake.
It was the only time one of the only times I've been scared of a snake. We was golfing up on South Mountain. It's a fucking rattlesnake under a tree at a tee box. Same thing as you. That thing was
fat.
fat.
He probably just ate.
Couldn't wrap 2 hands around his belly.
Ugh.
Killed him.
See, I'm
Beat his-
okay with snakes.
Beat his head in with an 8-iron.
Nope. Small
okay with
snake, big
snakes.
snake, medium
I'm okay with them
snake.
as long as they're not like super, like a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
I ain't
like
fucking with
any
no
of them.
rattlesnake.
I don't like spiders.
Yeah. Did you ever see any of them camel spiders
Oh, hell yeah.
while deployed?
Oh, yeah.
Is it like the pictures online where they're
Oh,
really
bro.
that big?
So 2 stories about camel spiders.
Fuck a camel spider. I've never seen one
Bro.
except on the internet.
The first story of a camel. Oh my god, I was on a security detail, where we had to pull shifts at night and then go to work in the morning and do our deployment stuff, right? I was flying and I was on the security detail, and they have these huge blimps that like sit up in their security cameras, and you can see the whole base. And Afghan is also known for having like big rats, and they got jackals running around some places. And we saw something that we thought was a rat running across the street. And mind you, like, we're from way up, and you could zoom in with these cameras on this blimp thing. We zoom in, and it's a camel spider running across the road, and we could see it from like zoomed out. We could see this thing running. We could tell it was moving across. So it was like, is that a dog? Is it a cat? Is it a rat? So we assume it's a fucking camel spider, dog.
Now, them things will stay in your shadow, right? They chase your shadow?
They chase your shadow, and they come out at night. And the scariest thing that happened with any wildlife out there for me was a camel spider herd or pack, or I don't know what you call it.
They're pack animals?
They're not animals. They're insects.
Well, pack insects?
So, dude.
I know they get in a pack.
Okay, so listen. My interpreter was out. One of our interpreters was out there with us one night, and I'm on the flight line, and we were getting ready to go on flight, and I was like, because on the flight line you have to have it picked up, trash picked up. You can't have anything because it will get caught in the turbines and shit will go down. And one night I saw something that looked like a trash bag, kind of rolling across the ground. So I was like, I'm gonna go grab that. I jumped down off the bird. I started walking over to grab it. Dude, it's a entanglement, shouts out Jada Pinkett. It's an entanglement of spiders. Camel spiders. I didn't touch it. By the time the wind stopped blowing and it stopped moving, they scattered all around me. Dude.
Were they trying to stay together because they were being blown around?
Nope. My interpreter told
Mating?
me what the interpreter told me is that that's how they travel.
Oh.
They gather together and they wrap up.
Turn into a ball?
And the ball.
Tumbleweed?
Yes. A tumbleweed of death.
Tumbleweed of fucking camel spiders.
This bitch is rolling around
a tumbleweed
like
of nope.
Yeah, tumbleweed of fuck
dude, it's
that.
like a Wild West movie. And fucking tumbleweed, like Ghost Town. I was like,
Nah, not a
No, I'm done.
that's when I knew Afghanistan wasn't
where you want to live.
where I wanted to live forever.
No.
Snakes,
9 months is
spiders
enough.
are
Take
the
care to visit.
epitome of sneaky, and I don't like it. They're the epitome of sneaky, and I
Snakes?
don't like it. Both snakes and spiders.
You know what's sneaky
Fuck
as
a
hell?
spider.
You know what's sneaky? A hippo.
Mhm.
You can
How did we
see
go from snakes?
Listen, bro. Tell
And I
me,
mean, it's a hippopotamus.
bro.
Hippopotamus?
A hippo is sneaky because they're fucking huge. They're fat as hell, but they can haul ass. Haul ass.
Don't they kill a lot of people?
Oh yeah.
They're mean as hell.
They're one of the top
Yeah.
deadly animals.
They kill
They're
humans
aggressive.
a lot. There's a video on YouTube where this guy is like in a boat and the hippo comes at his boat
I've seen a video of people throwing huge ass watermelons in one's mouth.
and they just smash him.
Yum. Yeah.
That's insane.
Something got that big of a mouth. I ain't fucking with it.
And that's power. We were talking about yesterday, alligators, crocodiles. You know, alligators are a little more docile,
Yeah.
where crocs they're predators.
Yeah, because alligators have like the big head, right? Crocodiles have the
Yeah.
legs. Typically.
The crocodiles are like, they're predators. They
Okay.
will attack your ass.
Oh.
Because they got a quarter-sized brain. They don't give a fuck about you. I promise. And alligators, dude, they're just kind of lazy. I mean, I wouldn't get in his face.
Probably
But a
not.
crocodile
But it's kind
will
it's kind
tear
of
you
like the
up.
same deal. They down in Florida with the PGA and stuff. They'll come up on the course and just kind of trot around.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Speaking of the video of the guy, was it an alligator that tried to eat his dog? It was an older man.
Oh, yes.
It was an alligator, I think, tried to eat his dog while he
Yes.
was walking him.
He
Little bitty
pulled it out
puppy.
of that thing's mouth.
Wrapped that alligator up, pulled the damn dog out, and basically,
Nah, bye puppy. My
like-
dog would got 8.
Bro,
yeah,
and this
done.
dude was like 70.
Yeah, threw him back into the water, like done.
He had to be
fought-
used to alligators.
Dude,
like
he
that.
fought this alligator like Carl Weathers and Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Swear to God. He didn't lose his hand, though.
No, he didn't lose nothing. He just beat it up got his dog back.
Speaking of Carl
You don't
Weathers,
see a fucking video of the guy in Australia, and he walks up, and punches the fuck out of that kangaroo.
yeah.
He's got his dog.
Oh,
He
yeah.
walks up, and he's just like, meow.
bro,
He punches a kangaroo.
Yeah, he fucks and pops him in the mouth.
Carl Weathers. And,
How did that go?
You like Predator? Movie Predator? Done, you son of a bitch.
Kill me.
Remember they're all greased up
Yeah.
arms? Ow. Fucking hit that.
Just glistening.
Dude, they hit hard and flex like a.
Yeah.
You know they just did fucking curls and tricep extensions.
And probably shot up on the spot.
Oh.
Full
rubbed
syringe
oil.
of fucking.
They've had a
bullets.
tourniquet at the top of their arms so their veins show better.
Put fucking oil all over those fucking pythons and just. Fuck. Done, you son of a bitch. Ow.
Kermit.
Kermit the Frog here.
So stupid.
Rainbows, colors are rainbows. I don't know, dude.
Disney's gonna be calling.
Nah. Nah.
Yeah, I didn't know it, but I was reading the comments on the video about the kangaroo puncher. The kangaroo will kill dogs somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Use their feet or something.
They'll trample them.
Yeah. No, he smacked it. He just punches it. Motherfucker stood up like he was ready to scrap.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
Bro, that kangaroo had a big ass chest.
Yeah. He stood up and was like, actually looked confused. Like, I know this motherfucker didn't just hit me.
Did he just
What the
stick me with
fuck
a
just
jab?
happened? He's-
This dude just threw a jab and popped me off this
This
dog.
motherfucker
Yeah, he
got
looked real
some
confused.
balls.
yeah.
Damn, let your nuts hang, boy. That dude, I'll be honest with you. I would punch a kangaroo over my dogs.
Yeah, probably.
The kangaroo, yeah. An alligator? Mm-mm.
I think I would.
That dog's getting
I'd
ate.
jump on that some bitch.
Yeah, I would probably fight for my dog.
For an alligator?
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you don't get in his mouth, you're fine.
Bro, have you seen
Don't let
Steve
him
I
Irwin?
ain't chancing it.
Choke
Have
him
you
around it,
seen
you'll be all right.
Have you seen Steve Irwin?
Do I look like Steve?
God
Irwin?
rest his soul. But that guy got off by a bitch ass stingray. I mean, stingrays can be pretty vicious, but
It's like a 1 in a million, probably.
like, damn, dude, we lost that dude a badass to a stingray.
We won't have another stingray death for 207
so I was
years.
about to look up the stats of
When was the
stingray death.
last stingray death? Let's look that up.
I'm gonna look up
January
annual.
15th.
Watch it be like yesterday. There was some like significant stingray attack. That would be so crazy. I mean, when I went to Texas with my dad when I was young, bless you.
God, did
When
your
I-
soul just leave your body?
I think Trevor just exercised a demon through a sneeze.
You shit yourself when you did that?
When my dad took me to Texas when I was a kid, because he's from Texas. Him and his brothers were out there. My uncles were out there fishing, and they caught a stingray, a big stingray, in Galveston, and we ate that motherfucker.
Was it good?
Yeah, what I remember, it just tasted like fish.
Do we even have a statistic for stingray
Nah.
deaths?
It's saying that, like, they guesstimate 17 a year.
That's even hard to believe, though.
Yeah.
17 deaths. That's like
Well,
a
maybe
lot.
it's not a year.
That sounds like a lot.
Crocodile hunter Steve Irwin died as a result of a freaky stingray attack on Monday. So that's how old this is.
Yeah.
The animal's barbed tail delivers venom, excruciating pain, almost never kills. Several different figures for the numbers of recorded stingray-related fatalities. So that sounds total.
Yeah.
Surface the media, ranging from about 30 to fewer than 20 to only 17.
A year or in total?
That made it sound like it was total.
But that was
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah. So we're up to, what, 22 maybe?
Maybe.
Seen something about a diver in Singapore got killed by one. But he also got hit in the chest with it. So,
Yeah, that's what happened to Steve.
yeah, I guess it's got to hit you in the chest.
It
Puncher
hit
is
him
hot.
right in the heart. You know what he said when Steve Irwin got killed? He said the last two things he said were, "It punctured me lung," okay, and then he said they got him on the boat to get him to the other boat to rescue him, and while his best friend was with him, he said, "I'm dying." That's the last thing he said.
Hmm.
Rip. I love Steve Irwin, dude. He was dope.
Rip.
He was dope. Remember that Cat Williams? Cat Williams was talking about Steve Irwin.
Oh man,
Why don't you go next door and jump on your neighbor's Rottweiler?
Rottweiler.
and
See
what
how that
happens to
works
you?
out for you.
See what happens to you. Jump on your neighbor's Rottweilers.
I want to go home.
This is bullshit, bro. That was one of the when he was talking about the Rottweiler thing. Oh my.
Oh man. How about SpongeBob
Wait
being
for
fresh
it. Wait for it. Maul him.
out? I don't very much feel like a tiger. He just take a picture in the middle of your roar.
This bitch just took a picture of me in the middle of my roar with a flip phone.
Poor little Tink Tink.
Man.
That baby's from the mountains of
Caucus. That ain't my baby.
That baby got a credit rating
That's
of
a white
750
baby.
right now.
It's from the Isle of Caucus. Man.
Such good stuff.
I'm still upset that the Dave Chappelle show isn't on anymore.
Yeah.
That was a show that
All good
None
things
of us
must come
should
to
have
an
been-
end, I guess.
none of us should have been watching that show.
At the time.
I watched it in middle school when it was on.
That show would not be made today.
No.
No, it would get burnt.
Too
Yeah.
insensitive.
Oh, that show was
You won't see my face?
I can't repeat much of it
no.
as we're
Ooh.
trying to stay.
We can't talk about Chappelle show.
No.
Well, we could talk about some of it.
Can't reenact a lot of it.
What about what's wrong, Nagel? It's my penis.
Yeah.
What is it when the kid goes it's a dagger. That's
Yeah.
no dagger, Jimmy. That's a syringe. Well, why don't people use it? Probably because you get higher that way than stiffing it.
Or the I don't need you, honey, 'cause I beat my penis like it owes me money.
That's why I say fuck it. But you'll get no pussy. Fuck it. I love that shit. Dude.
I know. I miss that shit.
That show was awesome. Speaking of shows, dude, Rick and Morty season 5. What is Dan Harmon doing?
You would think while
Getting the
being
show out?
quarantined by the fucking COVID,
Yeah,
they
they
could do a
live in
little quicker
California.
writing and getting it done.
Yeah. Dude,
Just saying.
I'm tired of waiting 2 years.
Yeah, not to throw any shade.
Tired of
but-
waiting 2 years, Dan Harmon, for a season. Get your act together. Get your shit together, Dan Harmon, like you wrote in the first episode. Get your shit together, put it in a bag, get it together, bitch.
Whoa,
But I love you. It's alright.
that was a little hateful.
No, it's all love. Tough love.
Tough love.
It's that galvanizing.
Oh, I love that show.
Love.
I wish we didn't have to. Maybe that's what keeps the allure. Like that's what keeps people watching it. Maybe they figured something out,
I don't know.
or maybe he's a lazy bastard.
Maybe.
Got shit on my.
Mr. Bulldog. No, he says, Mr. Bulldog, sit on the floor.
Yeah, Szechuan.
Dude,
I
that
don't even like
legit-
Szechuan sauce.
that was good.
I'm not a big Szechuan.
Did you try the one that McDonald's came out with?
No,
It was good.
I'm
I liked it.
not a big soy sauce eater, so that's all I tasted. It was like a soy sauce taste.
Weird.
Yeah,
I
Even
don't
though
like I don't like curry.
I've had it a couple times.
I don't like curry. When I had the Ramadan meal though, with the Afghanis that we had
Yeah.
become friends with,
You
that
got
was
good
good
homemade.
shit, dude.
Yeah,
That lamb curry, oh my god.
that's probably because you wasn't
I don't think
getting
I've ever had it.
Americanized.
dude, with
bullshit.
fresh rice, like they made fresh rice off the fresh grain rice. Woo, that was some good shit.
Sticky? Is it sticky?
No, they put it in a pot with the curry, so it was kind of like goulash.
Mm.
Yeah, and they have like
And curry stinks.
yo,
Like
dude,
I like it okay.
it
I'll eat it,
reeks, bro.
but it's you smell like that meal
Forever,
when you're done.
forever.
Yeah.
And you smell it in your pee. It's like eating
Asparagus.
asparagus times 10.
Yeah,
Shoo.
You
But it's-
sweat. It
Yeah.
smells like curry.
yeah.
I can't do it, dude. It's nasty.
It's like once old Blue Moon. If somebody, we don't even have anybody makes curry around here, do we?
I've never had it.
I got it at the coast with you that time.
I don't think there's any curry around.
Had it twice.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I like spicy stuff, so I like it in that area. But
I like spicy stuff, but them wings you told me to get the other night were not cut with
from
butter. My
B-Dubs?
fucking ass. They're cut with butter, dude. They're so fucking good. They're not even hot. I eat this bitch. It's like Satan
I think burnt twice.
shitting in my mouth.
He said it burnt twice.
Bro, it burned me hard.
I even thought they
eat
were hot.
spicy
That's not what I
shit.
got that time.
I'm sitting here like sweating
Man,
from one wing.
My lips will be
They forgot
chapped,
the
and
butter.
then my butter will be chapped too.
Oh, it was harsh. It was unpleasant to say the least. Yeah.
Tried some kind of hot sauce. Comes in a little coffin. Fella had here recently. Almost died.
Yeah.
You have to like supposedly he bought it. You have to sign a waiver and all that. Sign paperwork and whatnot. It's like a vial 3 inches tight. It's itty bitty. And I read the back. It's ghost pepper and all that in it, and all them bullshit ass peppers. He put a drop on a tortilla chip. My mouth hurt for 2 hours.
I like spicy stuff, but I ain't eating nothing spicy out of a fucking coffin.
Yeah, that's your first indicator. Comes out of a coffin.
Put that shit down.
When I was at high school, guy I went to school with went to Jamaica for like to visit family or something, and when he came back, he had some pretty hot shit. So I took this little bitty bottle, like you said. I just took it and did like that, put it up tip my finger on the end of it, and just turn it upside down real quick and lick my finger. Just breathing. I mean, it burned so bad. Just breathing out of my nose, chapped my lip. Just breathing.
I went to that East Coast Wings in Hickory. Remember that
Oh
one?
my god.
That ghost
dude.
chili
the hot one.
sauce.
That
shit.
was hilarious.
You just gotta eat one, right?
One wing.
One wing, yeah.
No, I did one bite.
He had one bite.
You just gotta eat the whole thing. Just
Give a fuck.
No.
I ain't eating it ever again.
I put a little bit of sauce from like on my finger to my tongue. It's not worth it.
No, I was gagging in the bathroom.
give
Dude,
me
I wish I still had
3
the
glasses
vomit.
of milk.
I wish I still had the video of that.
Yeah, that was bad.
Bro,
What do you get for eating it?
Nothing.
Oh, never
I
mind.
thought you got a shirt.
I don't remember.
Oh, you had to buy the shirt
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
So like burn the shit out of your mouth and pay me $15.
They're
and
burning
get
you.
a Stupid ass shirt.
Yeah.
They're burning you.
Twice.
That's like McCamey Manor, dude. Pay to get tortured. You seen that?
People pay professional dominatrixes.
Yeah, it's different, dude.
I would hope.
God, man. It's fucking hard to twerk in a pandemic.
That's gonna be.
That's
your
our Insta
new
tag this
one-liner,
week.
Yeah.
Damn hard
That's
to
perfect.
twerk in a pan.
What does it even mean?
We're putting that on a t-shirt.
What does it mean?
That's
Like
up
you said
to
it.
you and your perception on how your interpretation.
I'll have to ask the aliens.
Yeah. You want to make some art?
Huh?
You want to make some art?
Oh. we got $1 million. We got $1 million idea. Maybe a $10,000 idea. To tell you.
Maybe $1,000 idea. It's pretty good though.
Maybe 500.
Maybe
It's
10.
good though.
No, it'll
Eight.
be worth. It'll be.
We're worth more than that.
Oh.
It'll be worth more than 10.
Somebody out there will pay more than $10.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be sick.
You don't want to say it on the podcast?
No,
It's a secret.
I don't want someone to take my idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll tell you later.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We came up with it
I would be
yesterday.
highly upset,
I'm going to start using It's Hard to Twerk during a pandemic.
but I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't know
It
where
just
that came
out.
from, but I like it. It's hard
You-
to twerk.
Next
during
time
a
somebody's being like pitying themselves, I'll be like, well, hard to twerk during a pandemic, buddy.
It's
pandemic.
hard out here for us twerkers.
Yeah. It ain't a saying yet, but
We're working on
we'll
it.
get there.
It's hard out here for these twerkers. What you mean workers? No,
It's hard to twerk during a pandemic.
workers.
It's hard for the twerkies.
You gotta find humor in this shit, man. We gotta live through it anyways.
Yeah. That's why I
mean-
live every day pretty much the same.
I hate that people have. I really don't. I'm not trying to sound insensitive to it. I hate that people have died from it. I really do. It's awful. But we got to keep chugging along.
We've got no choice.
Hey, and
Just
we're
like
here to
everything
help you
else.
through that.
Huh?
We're here to help the people through it.
Damn right.
You guys deserve entertainment.
We'll try to give
bring
it to you.
We're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it all night.
That's high praise of ourselves.
No, I'm kidding. I'm doing the best I can here.
Bring it on.
What?
Bring
it
it on.
Like the movie?
Yeah.
The cheerleader movie?
Yeah, dude.
It's fucking hard to twerk out here in this pandemic. Shit.
Bring it on.
Bring it on too.
I've
I've never seen this
You know what?
movie.
Can I
yes,
tell you
you
something?
have.
Can
No,
I
I
tell you
haven't.
something that freaks me out though, for real?
I've seen the original one.
Do you know what the what is that thing called? The collider?
Over in where they open the dimension.
The oh my god. The super collider.
Yeah, over in Switzerland or something.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Switzerland. That freaks me out. CERN. You don't hear
CERN,
anybody
yeah.
talking about that anymore.
Not really.
That freaks me out, dude.
Oh man, but it's.
I don't
Hey.
know anything about the science behind it. I'm not that smart.
I could just see a bunch of scientists in a room, and it's like, hey, the doomsday clock is ticking. What can we do to just make it go a lot faster? How can we
Yeah.
hit fast forward? I've got an idea. Let's open portals to other dimensions.
Have you not watched a fucking movie? Have you
Enough
not seen
movies.
science fiction?
Nothing good ever comes out of a portal.
Hell no.
Stranger Things. That's a good one.
Bro, nothing good happens when you fuck with that shit. Nothing. We don't have a cure for cancer yet. Yet they're trying to open the fucking portal to hell. Or whatever.
What's the Gorgons? Is that what they're called? The Gorgons are gonna come out from Stranger Things. Demogorgons.
Demogorgon.
Demogorgons.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fuck that
Gotta
thing.
open up a portal and here we
Talk
go.
about scary. That thing trips me out. I don't know why.
I
It's
got,
freaky.
I got one over there.
You got
Remember we was talking
Demogorgon?
about-
Oh, there it is.
Off the cast the other day, we was talking about flowers.
Flowers.
Uh-huh.
What flowers? Talking about what?
Like wilted flowers.
Wilted flowers. The other
Oh
day.
my god.
Look at that. Look at that sucker's mouth.
You fucking nasty.
You want to kiss it?
Yeah. Nope.
It's all wilted.
It's wilted.
Some wrong baby looking moment. Bro, that's creepy. I don't like it.
What, the CERN thing?
Yeah. I wish I knew
fuck
more about the science behind it, but
I think that's a pretty high level science.
it's like protons colliding and
Yeah.
clapping and
Fuck.
gyrating.
Whatever they're doing.
Whatever. I'm not a scientist, but I'd like to speak with some. Any scientists want to join the podcast, come on here and be a guest. You could,
That would be pretty cool.
Just got to
That would be
fly
dope.
yourself
Pretty cool.
from Switzerland to here.
no, not
Pay for
from
all your travel.
Switzerland.
Do a phone
It doesn't
call.
have to be from
Oh,
Switzerland.
you're just saying a scientist that understands it.
They don't have to come here.
We gotta do a phone call.
We could do it over Zoom.
Not true.
Yeah.
You know, we got rules right now.
Yeah.
Social distancing.
Yeah.
It'd only take us 3 hours to get everything working, but
Yeah,
You
really.
know it's hard out here for a twerker.
Especially during a pandemic.
It's just crazy.
What?
I'm ready for it to be over. But
Pandemic.
we're hopefully closer now.
I'll be real honest with you. I don't know if I'll ever go eat at a restaurant again.
You eating out since this thing started?
No.
Really?
One time.
I think I've eaten
nervous.
out 2 or
It
3
made
maybe.
me, dude, it made me realize how much I just don't care to eat out. And I grew up eating out.
Some things you just can't bring home.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sounded weird.
What?
I grew up eating out.
Oh.
But I grew up eating out at restaurants. And I don't miss it. It's one of those things I don't miss.
Sometimes it's nice to eat out, have a beer,
Get
have a
waited on.
steak. Yeah, it's nice to tell people
The
what to do.
atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to pick up a
Sitting around
to-go
a bunch
box
of
of
dirty
fucking sushi.
motherfuckers.
You don't have to clean up. You just kind of eat and leave
Yeah.
your mess and go. It's kind of cool.
I mean,
Plus, like I said,
I have
some things
nothing
just
wrong
don't.
with eating out, but it's one of those things that I thought I used to like a lot, but turns out not so much.
Yeah.
But you're a little more aware of the germs and
Yeah.
whatnot. So,
If that wasn't around, maybe it would be different.
no.
'Cause I've been dying for some sushi.
Ooh,
But I'm not going to get in their
Sushi
to-go
Dojo.
box.
Bro, Randy, there's a place right down the road. They have good takeout sushi. We've
Talking
had
about
it.
place
It's
down-
really good.
Really?
Over at Food Line? That one?
No, it's where the old Nara used to be.
Oh.
It's good.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. Shane has eaten it several times. It's good.
Like, we like Kinderkin.
I never liked Kinderkin.
Really?
Not bad.
Their specialty rolls are good.
Have you ever had a liver mush sushi roll?
No, I love liver mush.
You would love
sushi.
this. Ask Garth.
Okay, so people that don't know what liver mush is, real quick,
Oh, yeah.
if you're not from the South, which we are, we live in the South. I'm not from the South. These guys are from the South. But liver mush is something that I was introduced to at a young age, didn't think I would like it. Fucking amazing.
Liver
Don't
mush
look-
is the shack.
You don't look it up on what it is. Just it's
Just
it's
eat it.
deliciousness.
So shit.
you
You're not
what
gonna
it
be
is.
able to find it anywhere else except for like
South of the Mason-Dixon.
line.
Yeah.
It's really a North Carolina thing.
Yeah.
You get out of NC, there's not a lot of it.
No.
Even my brother has a hard time finding liver mush.
Bro, in
and he's just
Virginia-
down the road.
When I grew up in Virginia, we had to eat Scrapple,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
which is good.
It's comparative to
I
Scrapple.
love Scrapple, but it's not liver mush.
Also,
Is the
liver
taste
mush,
similar?
Yeah.
It's just a different consistency.
Yeah,
right?
it's a little well, you can cut it real thin and you can make it, but usually when people cut Scrapple, it's like thick.
So it'll hold together.
Yeah, because if you cut it too thick, it's real mushy.
Oh.
Side note: liver mush, liver pudding, two different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
different.
same.
Yeah.
Very,
Very
very
different.
different. If you've
Liver
had
pudding,
liver pudding,
not for me.
yeah.
No.
If you have liver pudding and you think it's the same thing and it's gross, you don't know.
No, liver mush fried in a pan.
Oh boy,
Ah.
with some
The
mayonnaise.
breakfast of kings,
And it's not just a
some
breakfast
cheese,
food. No, I'll eat it all
Oh, yeah, son.
day.
all day long.
Ooh, some slaw on it too,
Chili slaw, mustard.
I'm about to go cook one now.
bro. You know what else is delicious?
I don't have any liver mush.
I do.
I like spicy liver mush too.
Call me un-American, but I'm not a fan of bacon.
What?
I'm not.
Did
I
you
don't.
say?
I don't like bacon.
I don't like sausage.
I like sausage.
Ugh.
Patties.
Some links.
It depends.
Depends where it's from.
Do
I
you
don't-
like bacon? Love bacon.
No.
I like floppy bacon.
Ooh, God, that's the worst kind of
The
bacon.
chewy bacon. The chewy, nice.
I will eat bacon. I like crispy bacon.
I like it anyway.
Nah.
I don't
If
like
it's
it
on a
burnt.
if it's on a burger or a sandwich, it needs to be crispy.
There you go.
I'm
If
okay.
it's on a plate beside my eggs, it needs to be more on the chewy side.
I like BLTs
Ooh, those are good.
Ooh, California BLT,
with that avocado on it.
avocado and shit. Yeah,
Who's
I haven't
hungry?
eaten all day. I haven't
Who
had
here
a
is
thing.
hungry?
I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about food and sushi.
Sushi Dojo. It's in Shelby. It's good. Shout out.
Shouts out.
Shouts.
That place is good
Yelps.
as hell too. For
It's
real.
good. Worth the drive.
Brisket.
Oh, briskets.
JD's.
Beef though.
Yeah, that's what that's beef, but I love brisket. Believe it or not, the Arby's brisket sandwich, not that bad. It's not like getting brisket, but not bad at all. Had one the other day.
Well, I think you guys want to wrap it up. Make a final statements, final
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah, I think we've had
Closing
a
argument.
better flow this week.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
We're
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah, we're learning as this thing goes. Let's start like we did last week with Randy, I guess.
Yeah, like Garth just said, we're learning as we go. We hope this turns into something. We hope you enjoy it. Stick with us. Watch our growth, and follow us on Instagram. Let's get those numbers up. And
Up.
over to Trevor.
Yeah. We're just trying to expand a little bit and do something new, do something we enjoy. We enjoy talking and deep conversations, and we like to help people and expand our own horizons. So hopefully we can do that and get some thumbs up and help you guys at the same time, and give us some time here as we work out kinks and even get the flow even better and stay on stay the steady course of just getting being better.
I'm gonna get a little bit deeper cut. We've been pretty lighthearted here, so I'm gonna give it a little deeper here. Just one of the closing statements that I wanted to kind of put this out there and make you think about. What are you as an individual holding on to that's holding you back? We all have something like that, and it's important to look at yourself every day and think, we all have things that we have to work on, and take this time when you're home, when you think the world is falling down because of this virus, to just rebalance yourself. So when the time comes for us to open back up, you're ready to kick ass. And we thank everybody for listening. Hang with us through this. Keep supporting us.
We love you.
We love you, and we'll be back next week.